In the glittering skyline of New York City stood the towering headquarters of Harrison Global Industries, a company worth billions. Its owner, Daniel Harrison, was known as one of the richest and most powerful businessmen in America. Newspapers called him the man who could buy anything, and for most of his life, that had been true. Luxury cars, private jets, mansions across the world. Daniel Harrison had everything money could offer. Everything except the one thing he wanted most: his daughter's voice. A silent world. Daniel's daughter, Emily Harrison, was born deaf. Doctors had discovered it when she was just 6 months old. No matter how loudly they clapped or called her name, Emily never reacted. Daniel spent millions searching for a cure. The best specialists from Boston, London, and Tokyo examined her. Advanced hearing devices were bought, therapists were hired, experimental treatments were attempted, but nothing worked. Emily grew up in complete silence. While other children laughed, shouted, and sang, Emily lived in a quiet world only she could understand. She was now 8 years old. Beautiful, gentle, and intelligent, but she rarely smiled, and she never spoke. A father's frustration. Daniel loved his daughter deeply, but his life was filled with meetings, deals, and constant pressure. Sometimes he sat across from Emily at the long dining table in their mansion and felt helpless. He could solve billion-dollar problems. He could buy companies overnight, but he could not reach his own child. Doctors told him the same thing every time. "Mr. Harrison, she will likely remain deaf. You should focus on helping her adapt to a silent life." Those words broke him every time. The quiet observer. Every afternoon, Emily waited in the lobby of Harrison Global's headquarters after school. Her father's driver would bring her there, and she would sit quietly with her sketchbook while Daniel finished work upstairs. Hundreds of employees passed by her daily. Executives, assistants, security guards. None of them paid much attention to the quiet girl drawing pictures alone, except one man. His name was Miguel Ramirez. Miguel was the building's janitor. He had worked there for nearly 10 years, quietly cleaning floors, emptying trash cans, and fixing small problems. Most employees barely noticed him, but Miguel noticed everything. And one day, he noticed something unusual about Emily. The small detail everyone missed. Every afternoon, while cleaning the lobby, Miguel watched Emily draw. Her drawings were extraordinary. Birds flying over oceans, children playing under the sun, families holding hands. But what surprised Miguel most was something else. Emily often hummed, not loudly, just a soft vibration in her throat. Miguel stopped one day while sweeping the floor. He realized something strange. Emily could not hear, yet the rhythm of her humming matched the music playing softly in the lobby speakers. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't random either. Miguel's heart started beating faster. How could a deaf girl follow rhythm? A forgotten memory. That evening, Miguel went home thinking about Emily. Then suddenly, a memory came back to him. His younger brother, Luis, had been born deaf too. Years ago, a therapist had taught Luis to feel sound through vibrations. Instead of hearing music with ears, he felt it through the floor, through objects, through movement. Luis eventually learned to speak simple words. Miguel's eyes widened. What if Emily could do the same? But there was a problem. Miguel was just a janitor. Who would believe him? The bold decision. The next day, Miguel brought something unusual to work, a small wooden box. Inside it was an old vibration speaker his brother had once used. When connected to music, the box vibrated strongly. Miguel waited until the lobby was quiet. Emily was sitting in her usual spot drawing a butterfly. Miguel slowly approached. He knelt down and gently placed the box on the floor near her. Emily looked up curiously. Miguel pressed play on his phone. Soft music began. The box started vibrating. Emily froze. Her eyes widened. She placed her hand on the wooden surface. Her body trembled slightly. And then something incredible happened. Emily began humming again. But this time, her humming perfectly followed the rhythm. Miguel's heart raced. He knew he was right. Emily wasn't completely cut off from sound. She could feel it. The Billionaire's shock. That evening, Daniel Harrison came down to the lobby after finishing a meeting. He saw Miguel kneeling beside Emily with the wooden box. His face turned cold. "What is going on here?" he demanded. Security guards quickly stepped closer. Miguel stood nervously. "Sir, please don't be angry. I think your daughter can feel music." Daniel frowned. "That's impossible. She's deaf." Miguel swallowed. "Please, just watch." He turned the music on again. Emily placed both hands on the vibrating box. Then she began humming again. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing. The lobby went silent. Daniel stared in disbelief. His daughter was responding to music, something doctors said was impossible. The medical breakthrough. Within days, Daniel arranged top hearing specialists again. This time, Miguel was invited too. Doctors carefully tested Emily with vibration equipment. Their results stunned everyone. Emily had a rare condition. While she could not hear normally, her brain was extremely sensitive to vibration frequencies. With the right therapy, she might learn to recognize patterns of sound through vibrations, and eventually, she might even learn to speak. Daniel was speechless. For 8 years, the world's best doctors had missed it, but a janitor had noticed. Months of transformation. Daniel funded a new therapy program immediately. Emily began daily training. She stood barefoot on vibration platforms. She touched special musical devices. She learned to associate vibrations with words. Slowly, incredibly, she started forming sounds. At first, it was just breath, then small syllables. Then one day, after months of practice, Emily looked at her father and whispered a word. "Da, da." Daniel froze. Tears filled his eyes. For the first time in her life, his daughter had spoken. The real miracle. Months later, Daniel held a special event at the company headquarters. Hundreds of employees gathered. On the stage stood Daniel, Emily, and Miguel. Daniel spoke into the microphone. "I spent millions searching for answers. I hired the best doctors in the world." He paused. "But the person who changed my daughter's life was the man who quietly cleaned our floors." The crowd erupted in applause. Miguel looked embarrassed and emotional. Daniel continued. "Kindness and attention are more powerful than wealth. Miguel saw something the rest of us were too busy to notice." Then Daniel turned to Miguel. "I cannot repay what you've done, but I can honor it." He announced that Miguel would become the director of community outreach for the company's new charity foundation supporting deaf children. Miguel's eyes filled with tears. A new beginning. Months later, Emily visited schools for deaf children with her father and Miguel. She wasn't perfectly fluent yet, but she could say simple words. She could laugh, and she could sing soft notes through vibration training. Her world was no longer completely silent, and every time Daniel heard his daughter speak even a single word, he remembered one simple truth. Miracles don't always come from power, money, or status. Sometimes they come from the kindness of someone the world barely notices, a humble janitor, and a heart willing to pay attention.